Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Kody King. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. So, Kody, kind of tell a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do.
I am 16. I'm a junior in high school, and I race asphalt super late models. This year I'm going to be running the full Midwest Tour and the Live for Five series, and then select limited late model races. And I've been racing since I was 6 years old.
Yeah. So, how did you get your start into racing?
Um, so my godfather used to race on dirt. He raced about everything you could think of, from A mods, B mods, hobby stock cars, late models, you name it. And so that's my dad's best friend. Um, and then my grandpa also raced a little bit, and so it was kind of a team effort to put together a go-kart just for fun. And from there, I mean, we were doing good, so we just kept moving up the ranks, and we're here now.
Yeah. So you're only 16 years old and you've been able to do a lot of things. So what have you all raced? What did you get your start in? Obviously, like every young kid does, they start in go-karts and on their way they go.
Yeah, we did really well in go-karts and then in bandoleros as well. I'd say that's really where I built a name for myself. And then we went and we raced 1 year of legend cars on dirt, and then just hopped right in the late model stuff. We raced the CRA Junior Late Model Series, that 5 race program, and then we've been full time in the late model ever since.
So really, the late model scene and all that stuff, I know you've been doing pretty well at Hawkeye Downs and all that fun stuff. So kind of talk about your time there and what you've been able to do so far in your racing career.
We struggled a little bit in late models when we were first getting into it, but that was expected. Um, we really weren't on our best program for our first up home year, and so we have our connection through my marketing agent, MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. So we got in touch with Lee Falk Racing and Development down south, put together a deal with them, and we worked with them for 2 years. The first year we were half up home and then half down south racing a limited late model at Tri County. We found a lot of success there. We finished second once, and then we were on our way to win one, and the lights went out and we crashed. But um, and then we had an incident about halfway through that year. I got into a moped crash, so I was out for the rest of that season. And then last year we got with the Pathfinder guys. Or no, wait, sorry. The year after that, we raced the Cars Tour and we did really well there. We finished fifth overall in points. And there's a lot of good names there. You had your Luke Fenhouse ran that whole season. You had William Swallick, Katie Hettinger ran a lot of those
Yeah.
races. And then, so a top five and then points there was huge for us. And then last year we hooked up with the Pathfinder guys, and I mean it was immediate success. We did really well in the Big Eight series. Probably should have had a couple wins, but stuff happens. And I mean we were running up front consistently. Got a lot of respect from those guys on the Big Eight, which was huge. And this year we felt it was time to just go super late model racing and put together a good schedule and working with the Pathfinder guys, and we're hoping for another great year.
So really kind of talk about this year, of course, you're running the full Midwest tour. You're going to do the full Live for Five and maybe some other races here and there. This is kind of like this is a big year for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've been anticipating coming up through the years. There's going to be that one big year that really makes or breaks you, and I think this is probably the year for that. You know, you run good on something like the Midwest Tour, that opens a lot of doors for future advancement. But I'm excited for the pressure of that. That's going to be. It's really what every racer dreams for, just to be in a position where you control your own fate and you're racing with the best of the best and you got to prove yourself. So I think this is the year for that.
Okay. Besides being a racer, I know you're also a student I know you're also a junior in high school. How do you balance racing and just being school and just being an everyday kid?
It's hard, there's a lot of separation between my real or my real life, my at school life and my racing life. If you combine them too much, you're gonna drive yourself nuts. But I think I've been able to handle the pressure really well and be able to balance school and racing really well. I have a 3.7 GPA, I think.
Nice.
And so, I think I've handled it pretty well, but this year is going to be a real big test of that. So,
So, how are people like, friends, you know, teachers, all that stuff? How are they kind of, because it's like, I know I know you're from Iowa, so it's, you never know how people are going to respond. Are they going to be supportive or not, or whatever? What's been the response like from everybody?
my school administration's been extremely supportive, maybe more than they even should be at some cases. But I mean, my teachers are as well. They're great. Some of them don't like me too much, but you'll have that. And then, friends and stuff, it doesn't get in the way too much. I can live my normal life and just be a normal kid. But, there are some times when friends come to the racetrack or whatever. And if you ever get in a pickle in the shop or whatever, you tear something up and you need to get it back together for the next day, I have three, four, five people that'll come over and work through the night to help me. And so it's really great to have people like that in your corner.
Okay, what race are you most looking forward to this year?
Oh gosh. I can't tell if it's the one I'm looking most forward to or the least forward to, but Slinger, I think. Um, that track terrifies me. Like, just that's the only way to put it. But I've been putting in a lot of hours on the sim at Slinger and trying to match track temps from previous races and see what I can do times wise. And I think we're doing pretty good there um, on that side of it. Uh, and really, Slinger's a way to get out of your comfort zone. I mean, it's going to be a stacked race, so you know, uh, it's gonna be terrifying, but at the same time, I think it's gonna be a blast. So,
I mean, it's really just like it's one of those tracks where you're either really good or really not that good. You never know. Obviously, we got the Miracle at the High Banks coming up, and of course, that opens the Midwest Tour season there, and of course, you can watch it on Track TV. So, stay tuned for that. All right. Where do you see yourself? Like, I know you're a young kid. I mean, you're only 16 years old. Um, so where do you see yourself really in the next few years? What do you see yourself doing?
obviously, I hope to make it on the racing world. In the next 5 years, I'd hope to be somewhere in the Trucks to Xfinity ranks. But you have to think on a more realistic note, and so I'm just hoping to be able to have some sort of career in racing, and just be a part of something bigger, like a race team, or potentially, I was talking to Casey about this off the show, maybe having my own race team or something like that. So,
So, like, what made you? It's like whenever I hear like I want to start a race team, like, what do you like, like what got that in you? Because it's like when you talk about starting one, it's like, yeah, I want to start one, but obviously it's a lot of work, and you don't know what series you want to run or what made you like be like I want to start this.
you know, really, it was back. It would have started back in Bandoleros. We were very competitive in Bandoleros, and we won a lot of races and did very well on a national scale. And so, you always had the younger kids just getting into it, looking up to you and asking you for advice. And I realized that I really had a passion for helping kids in racing and helping them improve. And in the Midwest, there's not too big of a market or too big of a pool of um, race teams, especially in the late model division. If you could put together a program for legend cars, late models, and just like an advancement program where you can start at Bandoleros or whatever and work your way up, I think there's a huge market for that. And I think that would go right along with helping people in their dreams. And that's something I really want to do.
Awesome. Like school wise, like what do you want to where do you want to pursue? Like what do you want to when you talk about, obviously, you're a junior, probably that time where you're starting to really kind of think about, I know they always say it's never too early to think about college, no matter how old you are. Um, but what have you thought about, and even though that college is just 2 years away?
My top tier bucket list college would probably be being a part of the UNC Charlotte motorsports engineering program. Um, but I'm not quite sure if that's everything I want with my life, so I think I'm definitely going to pursue some avenues before that, just to make sure that's really what I want to do. And if not, I might call a Hail Mary over to some sort of marketing degree or a business degree even, if I'm looking on a race team side, and I can get that more local. So,
Okay. All right. All right. What are your goals for this season? You're competing for rookie of the year in the Midwest Tour, and it's a pretty stacked field, with Braden, Bergie, and Ty Fredrickson, yourself, and a bunch of other guys. What are your goals for this season?
you're gonna have your goal as rookie of the year. That's obviously the ultimate goal, but I think really there's a lot of mini goals that go along with that, and I think one of those, the main one, really is gaining the respect of all your competitors. These are the same people that are going to be around you for the rest of your racing career. You have your people like Ty Fredrickson. If you move up the ranks, he's probably going up too. You know what I mean? So you're just going to have to get the respect of everyone around you, especially the veteran guys as well. They have a lot more connections than one may think. And some guy says, "Hey, I want to sponsor a younger kid." They go to somebody like a Gabe Summers. They might say, whatever. The King kid's been a really good driver and a really good guy. And I think that's a huge, huge part of it. And on another one is just improving every race. I talked to Pathfinder, we're working with them this year, and with my family. And one of the main things we really were talking about is just getting better every race. You don't expect to start off the gate in a super late model just being amazing, running up front, winning races. But it's just those little things, the little details. You send it in too hard to a corner and you lose 3 spots. Just more consistent thinking big picture.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to know you a little bit, Kody. How about that?
Alrighty.
Okay. So, best racing moment that you've had in your career.
When I won the Batesville O'Reilly National Indoor Karting Championship,
When
probably one of the
was that?
what?
When was that?
I'd have to go look at the trophy, but I think 2016.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we
okay.
tried.
Favorite movie?
Oh gosh, favorite movie. Oh, I might have to. Cars. I gotta go Cars.
Okay. Um, TV or streaming show that you're really into right now or were into in the past?
Oh gosh, I don't really watch TV. Um, F1 Drive to Survive was good.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, if I wasn't racing, I'd be doing what?
Ooh, probably playing basketball. I'm 6'4", so
Okay. Do you play any sports in high school?
I haven't throughout my whole high school career, but my buddies are getting me to go out for basketball this year. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Iowa sport. Obviously, I know how sports work here, but like, have you thought about like playing the school sport like basketball or football or anything like that?
never really crossed my mind. A couple of buddies invited me over. We played a rec game the other day, and I'm 6'4", I can dunk, so we don't really have any big men on the team, and so they're begging me to go out. So I
Six,
think I might do that.
not know you were 6'4".
Yes, sir.
Um, okay. Let's see. What's your go-to place for food?
Go to. Oh gosh, I'm a Culver's guy.
All right, that's good. The Midwestern values there.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Um, Favorite home cooked meal.
Ooh, home cooked meal. You might have me stumped there.
Okay.
Lasagna always goes pretty good though. So
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, favorite sports team to watch?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Hmm. Race any racing superstitions?
Never wear green. I can't have green anywhere on my car
Okay.
or on me at all.
Okay. You don't have any green shirts or anything like that?
No, like I literally have to check my wardrobe before I put it on to make sure there's no green.
Like, is this just like a racing thing, or is it just like an everyday thing?
It's a racing thing, you know. It started in karts, and every time we would have made something major happen, like you get in a big wreck, there was always green somewhere on the car or on you. It used to work for camo too, but I think we broke that one.
Broke the camo curse. Now you got to break the
Yeah,
green curse. Okay.
yeah,
Do you wear like if do you wear like a green shirt to school or something?
yeah. I'll do that. It's just like racing.
Okay. Okay, so you're 16. How are you at driving an actual car?
I'd say I'm pretty good. I've only hit one deer, but I live in Iowa. That's kind of like a rite of passage here. So
Geez, yeah, unfortunately, I did that a few months ago. So, yeah, those things come out of nowhere.
they do.
Um, and then finally, what is something people do not know about you?
Um, Gosh, I honestly I think I brought it up earlier with like my height and just like playing sports with friends. Like I play a lot of football, a lot of basketball, a lot of that with my buddies on the weekends or whatever. And so I think that's one thing people really don't know about me.
Okay. All right. Well, Kody, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck this season, and we'll have you on again sometime.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Just let me know.